Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Tuesday. This is the Woo Report, episode 143, titled Win or Else. I'm your host, Sam Woo, streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch on the Primetime Radio Network. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are on Earth. The Devils take on the Philadelphia Flyers tonight at Wells Fargo Center. Yes, that same Wells Fargo where a lot of us have bank accounts. Remember when it used to be called the FU Center? Well, first it was called Core State Center. Then they changed it to First Union Center. Then it became the FU Center. Then it became the Wachovia Center. Then I think now it's the Wells Fargo Center. Was there anything in between? I don't remember. Anyway, that's irrelevant right now. It's a beautiful Tuesday, December 14th, 2021. Devils take on the Philadelphia Flyers, heading Turnpike South, bound en route to Philly, to Broad Street, to meet their rival, the Philadelphia Flyers. Big game tonight. Big game tonight. Because I have a feeling, I have an inkling, pure speculation. Let me preface that. It's either you win or else. At least from a fan standpoint. What goes on in the front office, who knows what they're thinking. Could a change happen if the Devils lose and lose badly? Let me predict what's going to happen. Say if the Devils lose tonight, hypothetically. Say if they lose badly to the lowly Philadelphia Flyers, who have won 2 straight. 1 point behind the Devils. Both teams started the season okay. Both have fallen off the tracks. But say if the Devils lose badly tonight, do you think Lindy Ruff, do you think he'll be gone? And who would you replace him with? Do you replace him with Alain Nazardine? As a stopgap? As an interim? To his credit, he did a pretty good job last time when John Hines was removed from his post. Win or else. But who do you choose? I'm seeing some of the comments flying through. Let me ask you this. Who do you choose if the Devils lose badly tonight and they do make a change? This is all pure speculation. More of a hypothetical. I think Lindy Ruff deserves to make it through the season no matter what. But at the same time, how much more losing can the fans of New Jersey take? 2 straight losses. One against the Nashville Predators, the other against the New York Islanders, who had never won in their new building till last Saturday. Of course it had to be against the New Jersey Devils. Of course. That's the way the season's gone in the last 6 weeks. Wyatt thinks it's someone that's going to be offensively minded. I don't know. Mark Recchi, he's been a hot talk amongst Devils fans on social media. Will be honored tonight. Mark Recchi, who used to be a Philadelphia Flyer, now as Devils assistant coach, will be honored for making it into the Philadelphia Hockey Hall of Fame. Nice distinction and honor for a player that I enjoyed watching as a kid when he played for Pittsburgh, the Bruins, the Montreal Canadiens, amongst others. He's a Stanley Cup champion. TJ Rose says, Coach Pete Canarosi. How about you, TJ? How about you coach this team? How about you coach this team? You know what? Let me ask you this. What do you think if I coach this team? I'll tell you what, I'd be ripping everyone a new one each day till they get it right. Can't let off the gas pedal and get complacent here. Brandon writes in the YouTube Live, the or else is going to happen soon. Let me tell you what's going to happen with the Devils. See, I've already figured this out. Because over the years, I figure out patterns. On a side note, back when I was 5 years old, and this is not to brag, but I scored a 129 on an IQ test. I don't know how. I don't do well with tests, but somehow I scored a 129. And I remember they told me I may be gifted. I'm not really gifted. I was just born to figure out patterns. So this is what's going to happen if, and mark it down, if the Devils lose badly tonight. Because I have a feeling they may. But say if they do. Say if they lose 8-0. And the fans are roaring. Then come Thursday before the Devils take on the Vegas Golden Knights. At 5 p.m. Eastern, they're going to drop the bomb. That's what they did last time. That's what they did with Ray Shuro. That's what they did with John Hines. It's like out of nowhere. 5 o'clock, 5:15. Everything is out. Well-prepared statements. Press releases. The infamous press conference of only employees asking questions. Mensa. No, let me tell you something. This is off the topic. It's 5% talent. It's 95% hard work. Seriously. It really is. You can have the greatest mind on earth, but if you don't do anything with it, you're not going anywhere. Anyway, TJ Rose says, listen, I can't play music and coach at the same time. But yes, TJ, we could invite you to Taj Lounge 973 for our pregame. I'll have to message you. I got to figure it out because I talked to Pete about it once, and I just didn't know how to contact you. But somehow I'm going to figure a way to contact you. Yes, you can, TJ. See, what you could do is you can have a bullhorn from where you're at in the arena, TJ the DJ, if those that don't know TJ, and you could just scream at the team as you're playing, I don't know, Lit. You could play that song, or that band. What else can you play? How about you play here? I got a request, TJ. Why don't you play Vanilla Ice? Ice, Ice Baby. Sometime tomorrow at the Rock. Hopefully you can do it. And then when people are listening to that, they'll be like, wow, that's Sam Wu guy on the Wu Report, episode 143. He's what we call that social media buzzword, an influencer. Anyway, let's get back at the subject at hand. Win or else. Fans are tired of losing. I'm tired of losing. And you got to think management's tired of losing. And I don't think anybody knows what the problem is. But I think the great Chico Resch kind of hit it on the head when he asked Matt Loughlin, and then I think Catherine Bogart was in that video as well, what's the team's identity? That's a good question. Because when I point to all the problems that the Devils have, it's having a winning culture and a winning mindset, because the talent's there, the coaching talent is there, the GM talent is there, the money is obviously there. Trust me, the money is obviously there. But why can't they put it together? Why can't they put it home? Why can't they finish off their opponents or finish off their opponents on the power play? Lack of killer instinct, perhaps? Lack of execution? You need to have an identity. And I've talked about this a couple times, and not get into these motivational speeches, but you can't go anywhere in life without a vision. You need vision to know where you're going. The vision should the Devils have the best marketing of their team in the history of the NHL? No, it's not. It should be to win the Stanley Cup. And all of us must participate. Ownership group should maybe get more involved, holding people accountable. Maybe the GM should talk more to the fans to keep them abreasted his feelings of the New Jersey Devils. The hard questions should be coming from the press in order to hold everyone accountable for the results on and off the ice. The fans should be held accountable. Why? Why do I say that? If it wasn't for the fans, there would be no New Jersey Devils. Not only are the New Jersey Devils fans, in my mind, have a emotional vested interest in the team, maybe not on paper, but definitely with their wallets. The Devils fans need to come together, not only hold the team accountable, but the team should hold the fans accountable as well for filling up the building to create an atmosphere of the seventh Devils skater to annoy and intimidate the opposing team, whoever comes to the Rock. That's what's really supposed to happen when you have a winning mindset and a winning franchise. For example, in a non-traditional market, the Tampa Bay Lightning have won 1, 2, 3 Stanley Cups in Florida, where back in the day, there were no ice rinks in Florida, except for maybe in Orlando, the Solar Bears. But that's besides the point. And what did that owner do, Jeff Vinik? He rebuilt the downtown Tampa city. The waterfront is beautiful. Has done tremendous amount with the community. Those that know the Tampa Bay Lightning owner also thinks outside the box. Lets his employees do what they do best and provide all the resources for them to execute. And he's created an ecosystem within his organization that succeeds. I've been down to Tampa many times visiting family, and I always try to visit the New Jersey Devils and the Tampa Bay Lightning. My experience with the front office when we asked to do the podcast at Amalie Arena, nothing but first class. You're only as good as your weakest link. So that means I don't care if you're the janitor, the security guard, the organist, the DJ, the national anthem singer, the ticket taker person. You must do your job. You must do your job. But I know the fans have already. And they need to do more, though. Because the team is losing. And the players, well, the players need to step up as well. Jesper Bratt has exceeded everyone's expectations. Andres Janssen, for the most part, I thought he was a goner by the end of the season. Whistler on the YouTube Live writes, Devils are becoming the black hole of hockey. Is there a pun in there with the black jerseys? I don't know. A player can have all the scoring talent in the world, but when you get to New Jersey, it all gets sucked out of you. I couldn't agree with you more, and I think it's because the culture needs to change in New Jersey. I don't like pointing fingers, but I like offering solutions for everyone to be better at what they do inside the organization called the New Jersey Devils. Remember all that winning back in the day, 2 decades ago? The mission statement from the Devils front office was very clear under Lou Lamoriello to the fans. Our goal every year is to win the Stanley Cup. Basically, their mission statement summed up as one word: win. I know that sounds stupid, but that's what the Devils need right now, is to simplify and stop distracting themselves with all their, marketing and all that kind of stuff. I think it's all about winning at this point. You've done everything you could to market this team. You've done everything you could to kind of rebrand and bring in a new culture and trying to create a culture of fans, which I don't believe corporations should ever mess with. That's just me. All right, that's my opinion. I hate when corporations, when you go corporate and you try to do these like gimmicks and try to create a fan base that just, becomes an ATM machine for your organization. No. It should it should be genuine, and it should be authentic. Things we do on this podcast, we just say what's on our mind within reason, right? We clown around, we do all those things. But really, I think it's time, even fans, to maybe just kind of point the ownership in the right direction. Hey, we don't like this. Can you do this? Do you need some help? Because obviously you haven't won since you got here, except for one season. Mental and physical, says Peter in the Facebook Live. Matt Freudenberger writes, ownership doesn't even understand what an icing call is. I don't know about that. Let's see. Proof. Ownership doesn't care. Just to reiterate, Matt Freudenberger. No, I think they do care, Matt, but they care in different ways. But it's not the warm, fuzzy way we want it to. It's kind of like your parents. If you, some parents, you have the warm and fuzzy mom or dad or stepdad or stepmom or whatever. And then the other parent's just like cold, spoils all the fun. You can't have any fun here. And miserable. That's how I feel about this ownership group. I just don't think they understand us and we don't understand them. But actually, that's not true. I think we understand them very well. But there's nothing we can do about it as fans. What happens when the ownership is more worried about money than they are winning? Well, I sure hope that they just sell the team. All joking aside, Wyatt from Facebook Live, this is what I say. If you're not happy, sell the team. But if you really care and you want to dig in, start to roll up your sleeves and start talking to the fans personally and start getting more involved, the people that you've hired around you, and then you can get a better idea, assess the situation, what changes needs to be made from an ownership standpoint. I've said all along that Tom Fitzgerald has done a pretty good job. I've said all along that the coaches and the players, there's a lot of talent here in New Jersey. But I think something needs to drive that talent. What will it take for the entire organization to just ante up and execute? I think right now we have a culture of status quo, not making the playoffs, selling the fans a bill of goods, selling us all this hope, and then the cycle of disappointment kicks in. And then it's a rinse and repeat. Remember, I've studied patterns. And remember what I said. What may happen if they do make a change? It's going to come at 5:15, out of nowhere, but somehow all the prepared statements and all that kind of stuff, and then the press conference and all that, and I'll be scrambling at Taj Lounge 973 with Nick Villano on Thursday. That's what's going to happen, if that happens. Not saying it's going to happen, just a hypothetical. Don't get too carried away. As this is the Woo Report, episode 143. Like to do this before your afternoon drive commute. Good comments, good questions here on the Woo Report. Vinny Parisi and I will be live, game day live here in the Primetime Radio studios. And then we'll watch the game in the Devils After Dark afterwards. Tomorrow, I'll be visiting Nick Villano, pucksandpitchforks.com here in New Jersey. Flew in, flight touchdown about 10:53 a.m. today. 10:53 a.m. Eastern, that is. All right, enough of me babbling on the Woo Report. Just win tonight. Just win tonight. I want to be wrong about my predictions. Just win. That's all I'm asking. Just win. Just win. I want to thank all those watching. Careful driving tonight. Always put 10 and 2 on the wheel. Be safe. Be safe. Be safe. Dropping the podcast about 10-15 minutes after we stop the live stream. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music Prime, Audible, iHeart app, wherever you get our podcasts. That's one way. Also, we're looking to do different things at Taj Lounge 973. And, yeah. Love this platform. Love the fans. Love the spirit. On we go. This is the Woo Report. Till next time, let's go Devils. See you at 6 p.m. Eastern.